So this video is going to be about painting the valve covers. So we pulled the valve covers off the vehicle. This one's pretty much ready. There's a little seal strip over here, but I figure I'll just remove the paint on top and on the sides, and I'll try to stay away from here, and I'll paint this one. This one's going to be red. Okay, now we need to get this cover ready. So to start with, need to pull all the screws and pull this cover off. Just like so. So we pull this off, put here, and then we pull this one off. Okay. Someone actually glued this thing in, so I think we're gonna have some tough time removing this glue. Now we're gonna push this thing out. Okay, I might need to, that looks like a seal, so I might need to drive this thing out. Okay, now just pulling this gasket off. Okay, that's the gasket, which is garbage. Okay, also this little, need to pull this little plastic inserts. Okay, that takes care of that. Now I just need a screwdriver. Yeah, this one's, the rubber is very hard, so it's been what, 20 years now. Okay, so we've pulled all the grommets. Probably would have been a good idea to buy this seals, but I'll have to try and remove them. Okay, so I pulled the seals off. You can see they're really glued to the paint, but just using a sharp punch, carefully place it and just knock it around slowly, and these seals will come off. It's probably a good idea to replace them as well, but I'll see if I can put some like petroleum jelly or something and just soften them up. Okay, for I guess chemicals and paint, like I said, I got aircraft paint remover. I got it's a self-etching primer. The fella at the store said that he would recommend, he've done quite a few covers, and if it's aluminum, you would want to use that self-etching primer, even though it's not for high temperature, but that's what he recommended, so I'll see how it works. And I got engine animal, so I decided to go with the red color. So just for this little cover it's going to be red, and obviously a brake cleaner, and I had some like a paint thinner just to wipe it before you painting it. So you can see, guys, I got it primed yesterday. This is kind of a trial run. I thought I'll go ahead and see how it works, and then I'll shoot the video. The cover, the original coating, I don't think it's a paint, it's some kind of a coating, because it's fairly thick and fairly stubborn. So you're gonna have to apply it multiple times. That's what I did. So I applied it, I waited 15 minutes, wash it off, scrape the paint, then repeat. I think I've done it 3 or 4 times, and still I didn't have enough patience. So there's few little patches where I didn't quite cleaned up around this this diagram. Be careful, because your paint remover is gonna go down these holes and will try and strip the paint inside the cover. So now I think it would be a good idea to plug like if you see these holes over here, would be a good idea to plug these holes. So to prevent this, just keep the inside, you don't need to paint. You would have to mask. There's a little seal running. I didn't want to replace it, so I've put some masking tape. So now it's been drying overnight, and now I'm gonna take about 400 grit and 600 grit paper. I'm not sure if it needs that that much, but I'll just give it a smooth over, kind of a it has to be a wet paper. So just get a little bit of water and just give it few strokes on top, just to make it smoother. Okay, so I primed the cover again. I thought that probably didn't want it to sand it again, so I just left it like that. And this is the first coat I put in. It says put 2 very light coats with the 10 minutes in between. So that's the first coat. I'm going to wait 10 minutes and I'm going to put the second coat on. Okay guys, so I got this cover finished, coated 2 times. It's okay, at least it's red. So now it's supposed to dry for at least I guess it says 30 hours, but I don't know. So before I finish the other cover, I'll let it dry, and we'll see how it looks like in the car. I think so far so good. Okay, and this is the second part of the, I would say this is the main valve cover. And upon the close inspection, I found it to be in not really bad, but quite rough shape. If you see, when I remove the seals, all the paint or coating is gone here on the inside, which is not a big deal. I mean, it looks ugly from the outside. The problem that I found is on the inside. you can see all this paint is flaking everywhere, like every little boss you can see. So I'm not even sure if it's gone inside the engine. Hopefully it's being caught by the filter. Now the other problem, you can see over here, there's a bubble of this material. So, and also someone used gasket glue to hold these gaskets in place, and now it's quite hard, so I'm not sure how to remove it. I don't think any chemicals actually take the thing off. I'll have to search the web. So what I'm thinking is I might try and strip the whole cover to the bare metal. Well, you can see the paint's working. Well, I've applied the paint stripper, and it's been about 7 minutes, and you can see it actually works pretty good. So I guess I'll wait a little bit more, and you can actually see how it's bubbling. The paint is bubbling, and it's separating from the metal. And this is the main valve cover. So pretty much I spent all day just applying the paint remover and then washing and reapplying and basically doing the thing in a circle. Here you can see the top. So the top cleaned up pretty good, and this is the bottom. And so I hope this is my last application, because you see this big bottle, I'm pretty much done. So I think there's a little bit left on the bottom. So I guess the lesson from here is I've seen some videos on YouTube where the guys, they just apply the paint stripper and the paint just peels off. I guess those were repainted, at least that's what it looks like. My valve cover had original paint, and I think it was powder coated. So it had patches that would come off really hard. Like you can see in the area where it's the gray, I think that's oxidation on aluminum. That thing would come off really easy, and then some patches are really hard, they don't even lift, so I had to scrape them. Also what I found is using a pressure washer speeds up the process a lot. And also before applying that paint remover, I use this kind of a leaf blower. You see that? So that just dries it, and then I apply the paint remover. So that's the process, and I'll keep doing, and hopefully I'll wash it again, and that's gonna be it. I'll let it dry, I'll give it a light sand, and I'll start priming it. Well, I think that's gonna be it for the cover. So I cleaned it as the best I could. Overall, I think looks okay. There are few little patches. You can see like a really stubborn paint. So I might try just a screwdriver or a knife and try and clean it up, but I would think that if the paint is not flaking and it's holding up pretty good, then it doesn't cause any problems. Now the inside, same. You can see there's few places. This one needs to clean up. A few places where the paint is still there, but it's as soon as it's not flaking, I guess I'll be happy with that. Well guys, I finished painting the valve cover, so now I put about 4 coats, I guess. I put 2 coats, 2 thin coats, let it dry a little bit, then I put another 2 coats. Here's my second cover. So this one still a little bit wet, but the idea is like that, gray and red. Now I just need to have the patience to let it dry.